So this is my Surly Bridge Club that we built recently from the grounds up. Grounds up meaning I bought only the frame from Happy Earth in Bangalore, which is the India importer of Surly. And all the components were procured here in Calcutta, India, and the bike was built. This is 2022 December. Now it is January. I have ridden only about 350 kilometers or so far. I'm very happy with the bike. I want to make this video so that all the parts are described, all the parts are explained, which components I bought, and so that I personally remember, and also anyone who tries to make a bike like this has some guidance to go by. I will not name the exact parts because half of them I don't even remember the exact model number. I will create a document at the end of the video which will mention the exact model number, model name and number. I will generally speak about the brands, and I'm also not talking about the prices because prices are a function of the time and place where they are bought. So I bought them here in India, in Calcutta, in 2022 December, post pandemic. So and this video will probably remain on YouTube for a long time. So I'll just mention which brands I have bought, and you can find out the price. Prices are available online all the time. Now I will start with the first thing that was made before the components. That is the first component that was purchased. Component or part, whatever you call it. It is the two wheels, front and rear. I did not buy any ready-made wheels because they are not available. I wanted to go with Alex, which is the brand that my LHT has. I have a long haul trucker. It was a ready-made, fully built bike from Surly. They use Alex rims. I wanted to go with Alex rims and Shimano Diore hubs, but they were not available at that point of time. So I went with this particular brand called WTB, which is also a very renowned American brand. And this is a 27.5 inch wheel with WTB rims and 32 hole hub. The hub is from a Taiwan company called Novatech. I don't know if the brand can be seen here. I'll check with the rear wheel. Novatech, the name cannot be seen here. Anyway, it's in the bottom. Anyway, these are Taiwanese hubs. I'm told they are very good, and they are a major supplier to all the big brand names. So I'm fine with the hubs and the rim, and the spokes are also some unknown, at least unknown to me, Taiwanese brand. I would have preferred to go with DT Swiss or something, but this is what was available. The frame is in size small. Size small has a few problems. I'll come to that later. First, let me explain. I was speaking about the wheels. Let me finish the wheel. The wheels are completed with tires. These are Maxxis tires, as you can see. Maxxis Ardent 27.5 by 2.25. 2.25 knobby tires is fairly wide. They are very comfortable on bad roads, but they are very slow. I ride mostly on asphalt in Calcutta as my daily exercise rides, about 30 to 40 kilometers a day, generally, when I am fit and riding. So for that, these are a little slow. These tires are a little slow. I would have preferred something faster, maybe something like 1.75 wide at the most. But they were not available, at least not with Stay Tuned, from where I had the bike made. I must say that this bike was built not by me. I'm the owner, and I decided on some of the parts and components that should go. This was built by my local LBS called Stay Tuned. It is owned by an enthusiastic cyclist called Rito Broto Patro. His outlet is pretty close to my house where I stay, so it works very nice. Now he suggested that I go with one by a drivetrain. The drivetrain is the most important part, one of the most important parts in the bike. This is the drivetrain. I went with the on Rito Broto's suggestion with the SRAM Dub or DUB Eagle NX or NX Eagle, whatever. So many things, so many names. This is a one by system. One by meaning there is one chain ring here. The crank is very strong, but and it has 12 sprockets in the rear. 12 sprockets meaning there are 12 of these. This is for climbing hills, those who may not know. And as you progressively go down, the bike becomes faster. So the problem with I did not want to go with a one by system. The problem with the Bridge Club, call it problem or feature, the Bridge Club does not have a scope for attaching a front derailleur. So to attach a front derailleur you have to use an adapter. So we did not want to experiment with that. There are YouTube videos explaining how people have done it. I did not want to do that because I have generally, my theory is, if the manufacturer wants you to use the bike in a certain way, you follow that. If you try to change it, you might encounter problems. And here in Calcutta, you don't get everything that you want. Even by mail order, it is not so easy. There is customs, they will charge a bomb for, they may not, sometimes they do. Anyway, so I wanted to go with whatever Surly wants, the way Surly wants it to be. Now, so that is the drivetrain, a 12 sprocket one. So the drivetrain includes the rear derailleur, the sprocket, the cassette, the chain ring and crank, the chain, the bottom bracket. The chain and the bottom bracket were separately purchased. It did not come in a package. The gear shifter is also part of the drivetrain. Next I come to the handlebar, stem, head and the seat post. I'll start. These four things, these four items are all from the same brand called Ricci or Ricci, which is an American brand. So I bought the Quixote Classic handlebar, which has a raise and a sweep back. Uh, it is quite wide. From left to right, it is about 800 millimeters, which is 80 centimeters, almost 2.5 feet. It is slightly wider than what I need. I will have to chop off the end about 2 inches on either side. I would have preferred to go with Chris King or Cane Creek, but they are not available right now. The seat post that you see here installed right now is not the Ritchie one. This is from my Surly, the long haul trucker, which I also have. Now I do not have a second saddle right now, so I am using the saddle and the seat post straight from the long haul trucker. The actual seat post which I bought for this particular bike is here. This is the Ritchie seat post, which will finally go here when I have a better saddle. This saddle is an old one from my LHT, which was lying idle. Now this saddle is not really rideable. It is giving way. It was just lying idle. I never rode it so much, maybe 200-300 kilometers. But when you leave anything made of rubber for a long time without using it, it becomes unusable after a while. Maybe it was lying for 4 or 5 years. So that seat has to be thrown away, and I'll get a. Incidentally, these books are not mine. These are my daughter's books. I'm in my daughter's room. She's in university. So this is my most favorite saddle. I had it brought for me from the US by my niece when she was coming from there. Now I need a second one. I cannot ask her to bring it again, because I have other friends also who come in from abroad and they bring things for me, but these are very large. This will be a large packet to carry international, so I don't want to put pressure on them. So anyway, these are the. I'm very happy with this handlebar. I did a lot of research and I was in two minds what exactly to buy. I did not know because I am used to the drop bar, and if you are to not use a drop bar, then the options are far too many, and it's really mind-boggling. I am not too happy with the handlebar grip that I am using. This is Supaka's brand, which is a very good brand. They make a lot of such things like handlebar tape and all, but this particular grip is not so great for comfortable riding for a long distance, over a long distance. These are okay for mountain biking and trail riding, short distance ones where the grip is very strong. If you hold it, it's very unlikely that it will slip. But I would prefer argon grips, argon, I think G5 or something, with a side bar like this. So that is more of a touring thing. The another thing that I'm not happy about is these black spacers. When the cycle was being built by Rito Broto at Stay Tuned, he didn't have the silver spacers. Now he has. I will change it, and maybe I'll post another photograph later. Now I will explain also the brake. The brake is Shimano disc brake. I am used to rim brakes. my Surly long haul trucker or the road bike from Merida, they all have rim brakes, but which is fine for me. Only problem with rim brake is when you are climbing downhill and it's very fast and a long one, and you are braking continuously, like it happened with me when I was climbing down from Darjeeling. The rim becomes very hot, and it can even lead to an accident where the tube will burst because the rim is so hot. So I had to stop, cool down the rim, ride down again. Again, you have to stop. We stopped so many times. So the disc brakes, the disc also gets hot, but it will not at least burst the tube. So I bought the disc brakes, and to keep things simple, I wanted to have a mechanical disc brake, but Rito said mechanical disc brakes have almost gone out of style, so it is better to go with whatever is selling in large numbers. So I went with hydraulic disc brakes. Hydraulic disc brakes need some maintenance periodically. I do not really know. I have to study what kind of maintenance it needs. It does need maintenance. Now regarding so that's about it. Another thing. Now I come to the frame. The frame geometry is very nice, very comfortable. I love riding this bike. So far I have not ridden it for very long distance. Like I think the longest was 40 kilometers or so. I have not really had so much time with the cycle so far. It's winter, and in winter I am too lazy to wake up early in the morning and go out. And riding in Calcutta in the night is a nightmare. You can't really ride for too long. So anyway, those 30-40 kilometers I am feeling very comfortable. I am sure I can easily ride for 100 kilometers without batting an eyelid. So the frame is very nice. The frame comes with a lot of, it's meant for the bike packing crowd. It comes with lot of bosses. I think there are some 24 bosses like this. These sets of 3 bosses, there are 4 of them. One here, another one here below the down tube. There is one on the right hand side of the fork. There is another on the left hand side of the fork. Then you have these for the mud guard and for front rack, for the rear mud guard also, rear rack. You have bosses everywhere. You will never run short of bosses. The only problem is with a small frame is this bottle cage. If you have a long bottle like that, it will not fit. It will foul against the top tube. So I am using it there. Even there is a problem. If you turn the handle bar too much, it will foul against this down tube. So that is a problem. I have to work around it. I have to hold the bottle over here, but I prefer taking 2 bottles with me in summer. Anyway, so far so good. I'll end the video now and give a list of the components that I'm using.